Hi guys, so today I'm going to be talking about who I think will probably win the Democratic nominee and who would probably do the best up against Donald Trump. Now, I think it's going to be either Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden. I feel like those are the only two viable candidates that could actually have a chance of beating Donald Trump. And I know what people are going to say. They're going to think that's an odd answer because Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders are so different from each other. But I'm going to tell you why I feel like it's those two candidates that have the best chance of winning. Now, there are two separate movements going on in the Democratic Party. There's two different lanes. There's either the moderates or the progressives. Now, most voters don't like a candidate that cherry picks on both sides. Those candidates who are trying to cherry pick some moderate ideas while also cherry picking some progressive ideas are going to lose because they seem very ungenuine. You have to be firm on the direction of the policies you're taking. Um, so, take for example Kamala Harris and Elizabeth Warren. I definitely don't think they're going to win because they're neither progressive nor are they moderates. Take Elizabeth Warren, for example. She seems pretty progressive when it comes to um, domestic policies here in America, when it comes to social issues and other policies that affect America. But when you look at her foreign policy, she seems pretty conservative because she supports the right wing policies of Israel. So it's pretty hypocritical of Elizabeth Warren to talk about how inhumane these illegal immigrants are being treated by the borders and not have sympathy towards the Palestinians. You can't ramble on and pander the illegal immigrants and talk about how inhumane they're being treated while you support the far right policies of Israel that are treating Palestinians inhumanely. So, when you look at Bernie Sanders, he is a firm progressive. He is a progressive when it comes to domestic policies, and he's a progressive when it comes to foreign policies as well. He has criticized Israel. He is a firm believer of all of our allies valuing human rights. So he's a solid progressive. You look at Joe Biden, he's a solid moderate. He's not portraying himself otherwise. He seems kind of genuine, kind of, when it comes to the policies he's taken. Uh, he's not trying to portray himself as a progressive. He's definitely made it clear that he is indeed a moderate. He doesn't believe in free colleges. He doesn't believe in free healthcare for all. He takes very moderate stances on that. So it's it's definitely those two candidates who seem to be um, the most genuine. Okay, like look at the 2016 election, for example. Even the Republican side, the party was kind of divided. You had the moderate candidates such as Jeb Bush and Kasich, and you had the far right candidates such as Donald Trump and Ted Cruz. But you look at Marco Rubio, who had a lot of politicians trying to persuade voters into supporting his campaign, and it ended out to be a disaster. No one really cares for Marco Rubio. The moderates didn't care for him because he had some far right policies, and the far right voters didn't care for him because he had some moderate policies. So, when you're a politician or when you're trying to run for president, you have to be firm on the ideas that you're taking because cherry picking isn't going to get you anywhere. It's just going to make voters feel like you are ungenuine and that you don't have a clear direction of uh, where you're going and what you want America to be. So that's what I think. I don't care for Joe Biden, but I'm going to keep it real. I think it's going to be either Joe Biden or Bernie Sanders. Those are the only two candidates that have a chance, even the slightest chance, of beating Donald Trump. And those are the two voters that will create the most excitement for this party. Because it's clear that Joe Biden is a moderate, and there are some moderates out there who'll definitely like him. And while Bernie Sanders is definitely progressive, and he will have a lot of progressives on board with him. So that's what I feel like.